Johnny Rock Show, Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
Here's an update on the tractor-trailer that crashed carrying Cheez-Its and Pop-Tarts. The driver was totally baked and apparently not too sharp. The other cars involved really got creamed. We hear he got boxed in due to a major jam. This was not your typical accident. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The driver's leg had a real strawberry, and the truck that was carrying the load is toast. Keep it here for some more information. Officer Kellogg reporting.
See, I was playing that for you, and then, I got all thrown off, and we clipped the beginning of it. More Pop-Tart humor. Adrian Martinez, Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story on Netflix. Yeah. I have to be honest, sir, with all the hype, I thought this thing was already on, but it debuts today, right?
It debuts today, and we're all very excited for it. It's a good time, a blast of light in a dark world, and I highly recommend it. If you just want to just forget your problems for just a second and watch a movie, this is the one.
Jerry Seinfeld, it's his project, and it's getting great reviews. You play, it's on Netflix, by the way. You play Tom Carvel, and I spent, yeah, he's laughing. I spent enough time in New York City in the early 80s going to college and playing radio. I remember Fudgy the Whale. How about you?
Fudgy the Whale, I have to tell you, is my product because everybody was making ice cream cakes, but they were all in a circle. And I thought, wait a second, why not make it like a whale? It'll stand out. So when people are at the market, they'll say, hey, what's this? What's this whale? Every other cake is a circle. Let me just buy a whale. And sure enough, Fudgy the Whale, we've got it in vanilla, chocolate, strawberry.
My God. I don't know if everybody gets that, but I do. You sound just like him. Did you grow up watching those TV commercials, or did you just research it, or both?
I did. I researched it. I saw Mr. Carvel in an interview with David Letterman, and he came on and he started doing like a rap, like like a literal rap about ice cream. We've got vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry too. And I thought to myself, oh my God, this is hysterical. And then Letterman asked him something during the interview about some litigation that Tom Carvel was going through, and it took a dark turn. And when it did, I thought, that's it. That's my way into this character. Like he's got an axe to grind. And to me, that was funny, because you're going to have all these funny people in this movie, but there's this one guy who's kind of weird and creepy and a little pissed off. And that was my way in.
Yeah. I got to tell you, when I was there in like 82 through 84, 5, there were two commercials on TV that you would see constantly. Crazy Eddie, the stereo store, he wound up going to jail, and Tom Carvel with Fudgy the Whale. Well, you've captured it. You've captured the role of Tom Carvel in Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story, directed by and starring Jerry Seinfeld, begins streaming today on Netflix. Our guest, Adrian Martinez. Anytime I see this on a bio, I have to ask, what was it like doing Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I handed him a mint in that episode as a bathroom attendant because nobody likes to go into the bathrooms and see this guy with 50 perfumes and mints and all this. And it's a very funny take on that. But Mr. David was a pleasure. He really is that grumpy guy that we see on the show, but with a heart of gold, and I really enjoyed working with him. And funnily enough, he was at the after party for Unfrosted, and I saw him, so I came up and said hello, and he gave me a hug. He says, "Hey, how you doing?" And I thanked him for his historical run on HBO. And then I handed him a mint, and he cracked us.
That's great. I love it. You're also in one of my favorite films of all time, American Hustle. If you've never seen that, what a great movie that is. How was it doing that?
American Hustle. Yeah, that's David O. Russell's movie. I eventually wound up directing a movie, Gilbert, but I remember saying to myself, let me watch how O. Russell works. And he used 2 Steadicams at the same time. And the choreography behind that was breathtaking. And I remember walking down a street in Lynn, Massachusetts, and I'm playing Jeremy Renner's sidekick, and he's the mayor of the town. And there were these 2 Steadicams floating around us. And I was able to detach just enough to say to myself, wow, the work, the intricacy, the specificity of that it takes for these guys to dance around us and not be in the frame is breathtaking. So I credit David O. Russell for using 2 cameras at the same time that way and being so smart about it. And yeah, that was the first time I was sitting in a trailer with truly, megastars. I felt like I was in a wax museum with Jennifer Lawrence on my right, and Christian Bale on my left, and Jerry. Like, they're literally all sitting in this trailer, and I'm just like, okay, just don't fart.
Man. I just love when they mess up Batman's hair, the toupee, but it's a great film. Not as good as Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart Story. Tom Carvel will play. Yes. And
very different type of movie.
Begins, to say the least, begins streaming today on Netflix. Adrian Martinez, it's been a pleasure. I don't think I've ever had the pleasure before, but come on back to the Johnny Rock Show anytime, okay?
Thank you, Johnny. I really appreciate it.
The Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101. The Rock